Hello everyone, I'm Sarah, Rich Textures Crochet, and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet the Summer Bookmark, which is a very easy, simple crochet bookmark to work. It features this beautiful, kind of almost braided texture, which we're going to create with a single crochet stitch. These are the backs and these are the front, and then I've added this fun little fringe to each end of them. These bookmarks measure approximately 1 inch wide by about 8 inches long. You can certainly adjust the size to your liking, as I will tell you later on in this video. For the tutorial, I'm going to be using a 4mm crochet hook, as well as some Patons Grace yarn. Now this is a lightweight cotton yarn. It's the number 3 there on the label. You're only going to need about 20 or so yards to work this blanket. You certainly can switch up the yarn if you would like and make it to your personal preference. You're also going to want a copy of the free written instructions, which are on richtexturescrochet.com, and you'll find the direct links to that pattern down in the description of this video. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to subscribe, take a look around. If you're looking for more bookmark crochet patterns, do check out my bookmark crochet pattern playlist. There are several others there as well. Let's grab our hooks and yarn and get started. Now our summertime bookmark today is worked in rows, and it's worked in rows lengthwise. So we're going to start by making a slip knot, and then by working a foundation chain, and this is going to form the length of your bookmark. Today I'm going to chain 40 stitches. If you'd like to change the size, there is no need for any particular stitch multiple. You're simply going to want to chain to the desired length. There's 30. And 40. Once you have that foundation chain worked, you're going to begin row 1 by working a single crochet into the second chain from your hook. We're then going to work a herringbone single crochet into our next stitch. To work the herringbone single crochet, you're going to first insert your hook through the vertical bar of the previous stitch. Okay, so looking at your single crochet, this is the top of our stitch. We have these vertical bars. We're going to insert our hook through the vertical bar and then in through the next stitch on our chain. You're then going to yarn over and draw up a loop. Next, yarn over and draw through all 3 loops on your hook. That's your first herringbone stitch. You're going to repeat that all the way across, always inserting your hook under the vertical bar. And in this case, it is the left-hand side vertical bar. So insert your hook through the vertical bar, insert your hook into the next stitch on your foundation chain, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. You're going to repeat this all the way across your foundation chain. At the end of row 1, you're working a single crochet, a single herringbone stitch in your final stitch. You're then going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 2, we're going to work a single crochet into our first stitch, and then herringbone stitches all the way across, but this time we're going to work reverse herringbone stitches and a reverse single crochet. So what we're going to do, instead of inserting our hook from front through to back, we're going to bring our hook in back of our work and insert our hook from the back of our work to the front of our work. Yarn over, or reach up and grab that yarn and pull it through. You're then going to yarn over and pull through your 2 loops. So that's your first reverse single crochet. We're now going to work the reverse herringbone stitch, and to do so we're going to look at the back of our single crochet stitch, find that vertical bar and insert your hook through that vertical bar, then insert your hook into the next stitch from back through to the front, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. When you're working these herringbone stitches, it does really help to keep it fairly loose. So we're going to work 1 reverse herringbone stitch in each stitch across. So once again, at the back of our work, insert our hook through that last vertical bar, then insert your hook from back through to the front of the next stitch, yarn over or grab a hold of that yarn and pull it through. You're then going to yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops on your hook. Continue working these reverse herringbone stitches all the way across. At the end of row 2, chain 1, turn your work, and you'll start to see that pretty braided effect. Now for row 3, we're going to once again work herringbone stitches across. So you'll start row 3 by working a single crochet into the first stitch. I'm working under both loops of the tops of my stitches. You're then going to work a herringbone stitch into the next stitch. So once again, under that vertical bar of your single crochet, then under both loops of your next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. Repeat that all the way across. At the end of row 3, chain 1 and turn your work. We're going to work 1 more row of herringbone stitches. This time, once again, we're working our reverse stitches. So begin with a reverse single crochet into that first stitch, and then a reverse herringbone stitch into each stitch all the way across. At the end of this row, do not fasten off. You can if you want, but I find it easiest just to continue working when I work the edges. Coming up. At the end of your row 4, you're just going to simply chain 1. That's what the front of your bookmark will look like, and then the back. Once you've chained 1, you're then going to work along this short edge of your bookmark, and just to kind of smooth them off a little bit, I simply worked 1 single crochet at the end of each row. So just insert your hook at the end of each row, work 1 single crochet stitch, so I've worked 4 in total all the way across. You can then fasten off that end and go ahead and weave it in if you'd like. You're then going to go to the opposite end of your bookmark, join your yarn with a slip stitch into the corner, and you're going to repeat that. So single crochet at the end of each row along that short end of your bookmark. Then fasten off. You can weave in the ends. And you're then ready to go ahead and add some tassels to the end. Now for the ends of my bookmarks, I'll show you, I did fray them a little bit just to give it more of a soft texture to my tassel. So what you're going to do is simply take some yarn. For each of my tassels, I did just 2 strands. If you're not going to fray them as I have, you may wish to do more. It's up to you. And then at the end of each row, I simply took my crochet hook, thread them through, and I'm going to gather up this little tail as well. Fold them over so they're about even and your 2 ends are meeting. And then I simply tied them in a knot. Whatever type of knot you choose is fine. I'm just going to do this basic one here. And you're going to knot it quite close down to the end of your bookmark. You can then take a brush or a comb, and I'm realizing I don't have one on me at the moment, but you're just going to take your brush and your comb, trim your ends so that they're all even, and you're just going to comb out these ends. And as you comb them out, you're going to see that they fray. I can even unwind one here with my fingers, and they're going to fray, and they're going to give you that soft look. And I find that the Patons Grace does this quite well here at the end. So you're going to work 1 tassel at with each single crochet. Work 4 or 5. I think this one I ended up doing 5 just to fill it in a little bit more, but 4 or 5 does the trick. Go to the other side, repeat for the other side, and then that's it. That's all there is to working your summertime bookmark. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, I invite you to subscribe, take a look around, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, happy crocheting. Bye.